So I understand that things would be very different between people. Were you able to really establish trust between people that you knew outside of your family, perhaps, and talk about things that the government may not want you to, or was that something that didn't really happen?
But that is totally different because in North Korea, we have to respect these family members, Kim Il Sung, Kim Jong Il, and Kim
Hmm.
Jong Un, because they are leader. And there is in here is democratic countries, and the people never. Some people don't care about their leaders, or some people, always say that is a bad language to their leaders. But in North Korea, it never happened. So in our home and in companies, schools, everywhere, in train, bus station, everywhere, so we put the Kim Il Sung's portrait, pictures. And so in our home is at home is the same. We not put the family pictures. We put only his pictures, and then every morning we say that it's thank you to him. But we never met to him, but people have believed, thank you, Father, thank you, Father. We said that is, yeah.
So you didn't really experience much in the way of conversation that went against party lines with other people, really. That didn't really happen very much.
Oh, we never, because it's
Never.
North
Hmm.
Korea's only one party, is
Hmm.
the Korea Workers' Party. So people wanted to join this party because in North Korea, we have got two different lives. So one is our normal life, but
Hmm.
that is individual life is really important in outside the countries. But in North Korea, they will care about the individual lives. They only care about the political lives. That is really important. So Kim Il Sung said that is if your is the physical body is died and that is gone, but your political body is still live us, reminded to us. So this means politics is really important. But in North Korea, not many people they join the party is themselves, because they is North Korea is we divided different classifications inside North Korea. So this classification is the biggest. We divided the three,
Hmm.
and then inside divided the 51 is different categories. So big this big thing is three classification was first is elite classification. So elite classification, this means who joined the Kim Il Sung's with Kim Il Sung's in 1930s area, or who joined the 1950 Korean Wars or something like that. So that is elite people. And the middle class, that is not important middle classes. Yeah.
Hmm.
And also third one is hostile classes. So hostile meaning is in who was rich in 1930s in Japanese eras, or who families escaped North Korea in 1950 Korean Wars, or who family members in South Korea, relatives in South Korea. So that's family members, all hostile classes. So their life was always underground, and they never joined the work party.
I was actually going to ask you about the classes because we generally refer to them as core, wavering, and hostile. But I think you use some different names there. But what was your class? Did you know what it was whilst you were in North Korea?
My father classification was the elite family elite classification, but my mother was a hostile because
Okay.
my grandfather left North Korea in 1950s.
Okay. So you kind of had a weird combination there where you had both the kind of the highest and the lowest there, because of course the hostile class goes through a lot more hardship than perhaps the others.
Yeah, but his normal life is not matter because
Okay.
our surname is Park, so followed by father's classifications. But when we 17, we graduated high school, and then we choose university or jobs, something that, and then they take the all background. So that time is really hard because my mother was hostile background.
Okay. So I want to move on to the famine of the 1990s, and I understand that this was what motivated you to leave originally. And was the famine purely the motivation? Did you have any concept of freedom, or was it just that you wanted to find food?
Oh, we never heard that is a freedom. That's
Of
word
course,
when
yeah.
I lived in North Korea. So nowadays, many Korean experts or researchers say that is the famine is started in 1996 to 1998. But my experience, famine is started early 1990s.
Yeah.
Because because it's the former Soviet Union is collapsed down in early 1990s, and many socialist countries collapsed down in later 1980s. So North Korea really had financial problems and economic, it's a lot of problems. So that's why started early 1990s, North Korea government stopped our food. So people started the hunger is early 1990s.
Yeah, I think it came with the 1991 collapse of the Soviet Union, didn't it? And I believe the Soviet Union gave food subsidies to North Korea, and when it collapsed, that meant that they were no longer able to distribute food in North Korea. Is that right?
I think so that's right, but it's a North Korea or never teaching to us. That is the myself learning the in outside because I want to learn because North Korea never teaching to us is Soviet Union's collapse down issues or some socialist countries collapse down in Eastern Europe. They never teaching to us, so we didn't know, and I didn't know that is a Germany unification in 1989 happened in 1989, but I didn't know that when I lived in North Korea because they never teaching to us. So North Korea started to say that this our food problem is always American problems. They not said that there's a socialism collapse down. They always told it was American problems.
So they always blamed the United States for
Yes, yeah.
all of the problems that people faced. Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
To watch the full video, please become a premium member at lotuseaters.com.